Hello, fellow. Oh. It hit me in the face. Hello, fellow wolves. How's it going? Today I'm going to be playing a game called Frosty Kiss. I don't know what it's about, but I know that it's a novel, a visual novel, and I found this off of Steam. So I don't know what to expect from this game, but I'm going to see what happens. Oh, that is ridiculously loud. But we'll try a new game. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I forgot I wasn't recording again. I fucking hate this. I wonder what is the spirit of New Year and what is the New Year itself? Just another time cycle of the many red-lettered days, or a much more alluring and mysterious events. So is it Christmas time or something? Just another time cycle, one of the many red letters, or a much more alluring and mysterious event. I like the music so far. It's so good. If my memory serves me right, the New Year was celebrated even in ancient Rome. Who knows? Maybe even before that. Oh my god, I feel like I'm in a movie right now. But why is it a holiday? And why are people so excited about it? Everyone decorates New Year trees, dreams up various stories, invites their friends. Semyon, there's a lot of free space behind it. What's the matter? Are you grudging the toys? Who the fuck are you? Lena's voice made me snap out of my thoughts, and I found myself still clutching a small glass statue of a snow maiden in my fidgeting hands. Yeah, I'm on it. Slavia, chop, Slavia, Slavia. Chop it smaller. We won't be able to eat it this way. Uliana, cucumber should be over here. Have a look, please. What up? Where did you guys come from? All right. Ein moment. What? Everyone around is busy with holiday duties. Even I, driven by the ambience, volunteered to bring and decorate a New Year tree. My bad. So I guess it's just one of those things you just continuously keep reading. Today is the 31st of December. We've reached an agreement to celebrate New Year's at Lena's. It just happened that way. Anyway, it's not like we had any other option. Lena's place was the obvious choice, after all. Who would be pleased to celebrate New Year in an untidy and dusty apartment like mine? Or in a dormitory, in which Slavia and Alyssa lived. Slavia! Several hours left until New Year, and the preparations were going all out. I was finished decorating our New Year's tree. Slavia, Uliana, and Lena were casting their spells on the festive meals. Meanwhile, Alyssa, whatever, dashed to get the groceries as we were running out of ingredients in the last minute. Obviously, we were hoping that Xenia and Masha would drop in, but the evening was getting dark and the girls were nowhere to be seen. Sorry. The front door slammed, allowing in the freezing, fresh air that could even fell there near the Christmas tree. Come get the supplies! Having finally hung the glass statue on a branch, I came to Alyssa. Judging by her voice, the supplies were pretty heavy. Oh. She stood with her back against the wall, trying to catch her breath. Lena, couldn't you find an apartment even higher? Whoa. Sure, it doesn't matter where there is the second or the fifth floor. It's exhausting in any case. She shouted in the direction of the living room. Only muffled laughter echoed from there. What? You climbed the stairs while carrying all that? Can't you see? Why didn't you use an elevator? Alyssa stood up to me and glanced angrily at me. Being a smartass, the elevator went up and I didn't want to wait. What you standing still for? Move this to the kitchen. Stop making eyes at me and move. Alyssa has always been a kind of a locomotive and at the same time an ignition spark in our company, just as Yolana. If we gathered up somewhere, it was definitely their scheme. Damn, this music is really loud. Oh wow, I can't even really decrease it. Blah blah blah. The bags appeared to be really heavy, and when I tried to pick them up, I couldn't hold a cry of surprise. Ooh, how feeble the men are these days. Come on, let me help you. Together we managed to get the large shreds due to the load. Bags to the coach that lamentably creaked under their weights. Man, that white is just like annoying as hell. What have you bought so much for? You'll thank me in the morning.
Wow, girls, there are some firecrackers here.
Nosy Yolanda has always peered inside of a bag through a hole in its side, pulled out a long black box, yelling cheerfully, tearing the bag even harder. Oranges fell out and rolled onto the floor. Yolanda? What, BCE? Is that your name? Having noticed the disaster she's done, Ilyana gathered the fruit quickly and pretended a nice girl. The front door slammed again. Hey everyone! And where have you been loitering about? There's just so many females in here. Am I the only guy? Oh, I don't mind that at all. Masha entered the living room wearing a dark dress and a roll-neck sweater. That suited her perfectly. I wasn't loitering anywhere. We recorded our song today and I tell you girls, it's beautiful. So what's up? Got any news? Are there more people to come? Cause there are so few of us here. Oh, Semyon, hi there too. Even though there were only 6 of us, it was getting pretty crowded in Alina's one room flat. What a beautiful Christmas tree you have. Is it real or fake? You know, we brought a fake one and it smells so awful. Well, like plastic, you know. And here you have a real one. It's so cute. I adore real Christmas trees. When I was little, we used to bring and decorate a real Christmas tree, and I would even chew its needles. And I also love Olivier's salad too. Do you add pickles to it? My mother always does, but one of my friends doesn't. Somebody had to calm Masha's endless chatter down, so I dared to chime in the conversation, or should I say, monologue. We are waiting for Xenia. Help us sort out the stuff, will you? Okay. Oh, by the way, this evening we... Suddenly she went silent, pausing in mid-sentence. This evening you what? It's nothing. Okay. With a great deal of commitment, Masha went about loading off the bags, sorting foods on the table while leaving the rest of the stuff on the sofa. There was a strange, nearly forgotten feeling that had been haunting me restlessly throughout the whole holidays, as though I was 12 again, hurrying up to bed so that I could wake up early in the morning and open up gifts waiting under the New Year's tree. Oh my god, my phone just went off, that was bad. And Masha's string nothing only served to reinforce this feeling. I guess it's the first time in about 5 or 7 years I find myself in high spirits on the eve of the new year today. I enjoy myself rather than stay buried like a mole with 4 walls. Forcing my eyes not to miss the moment, the clock in the corner of the screen marks the beginning of another cycle of the seasons. I couldn't tell the difference between. It's all thanks to the girls. It's been only a while since the day we all met, though up to now, we've been hanging out together and visiting each other pretty often. As if we were old friends. Well, perhaps it was the truth after all. But can we call everything that happened to us real? Or was it just a bright and vivid dream our company shared? Though it mattered not now. The more important thing is the lesson we've learned from this dream. The hand of the clock was approaching the 10 p.m. mark relentlessly. Lena and Slavia were having a chat and rattling dishes in the kitchen. Oil was sizzling on the pan. And some meat was baking in the oven, filling the kitchen with appetizing savor as the serving of the festive table was reaching its end. Lots of trumpery was hanging from each and every corner. I've reached garlands with her winking with bright lights, and doll glassware was glistening from the branches of the New Year tree. The scent of tangerine and pine needles served as a complement of the elevated atmosphere of holiday, just like in the good old days of childhood. Uliana and Alyssa ran outside, having a strong intention to try out the explosive contents of the bag that filled to its limit. Masha was lying on the sofa and seemed to be falling asleep. I was sitting in an old and soft armchair, staring aimlessly at the TV screen where a bunch of show business starts in brightly colored dresses, Hollywood smiles shining on their faces. We're wishing their audience Happy New Year. Though at the very moment I had not the slightest intention to notice any of the histrionic behavior. All I wanted to see was a noisy celebration of holidays with cheerful people and their never-fading smiles. And I wanted to believe in their countless wishes of happiness with health, and that every wish would undoubtedly come true, this time at least. My eyes accidentally caught a sight of some kind of little dark box lying on the floor. Uliana's firecrackers. At the same time, a mobile phone rang somewhere in the kitchen. You want me to drop them? Nah, climb up and take them by yourself. I won't drop them to you. What? Oh, okay. Semyon, go down and give those firecrackers to Uliana. She's left them somewhere in the room. Thoughts were moving slowly in my head as if my mind was enfolded in some haze, and I didn't want to leave the soft and cozy armchair. Though, why don't I go out and breathe some fresh air? My stomach needs to take a break from these tempting smells anyways. Yeah, we'll go downstairs. Sure. Though it was too stuffy in the apartment, I'll go for a walk. I said to the girls in the kitchen, left the apartment, shuffling on my coat. Oh, this is cool. It's like an interactive novel. Sweet. The street greeted me with a noise from every corner. Someone was launching fireworks. Children were playing with peg tops, little toys that were spinning and launching sheaves of multicolored sparks. Uliana and Alyssa were setting up a huge firework that was probably equipped with at least 30 shots, as the box wasn't a small one. I'm afraid to imagine what cut of our budget was spent on this insanity. Got it? Instead of answering, I showed her the small box. Give it here. Uliana snatched the box out of my hands. Well, now we're gonna rock this night. She had a twinkle in her eyes just like a small child. She was probably thinking of something to blow up the whole time. Why'd you buy them? You could make it yourself. It isn't the first time for you after all. If looks could kill, there'd be just a small pile of ash left of me under Alyssa's incinerating glare. You're such a jackass, Semyon. What's wrong? Victorious capitalism prevailed over the young chemist. Old habits still turned in the worst time possible, and now I realize I unwillingly teased Alyssa. Alright, I'm sorry, don't blow top. Hands raised himself in a reconciling gesture. Would you, for one, stop apologizing in an upcoming year? I don't know where the hell this is going, but it's an interactive novel. Maybe, just don't get mad at me. She just tiredly waved at me aside and chilly slugged. I'm gonna get warm. Freeze yourself if you want to. My coat wasn't the most frost-proof one, which is why I started to freeze as soon as I left the porch and felt the first wind blast. Just as I wanted to go back to the apartment, I was acutely pulled by the sleeve. Ah, hey, who's gonna launch the fireworks? And there are still some firecrackers left. I don't know. I guess I'll stay? Perhaps I should stay. Alyssa, you can go back home while we prepare for the launch. I pointed my finger at the bag with fireworks cylinders sticking out of it. Well, so you are a numbskull after all. She snorted, turned around expressly, and trucked back to the apartment. You got what you wanted, I'm a numbskull now. Uliana just giggled behind my back in response, and my neck was instantly bit by billions of icy needles. Ah, you redhead piece of... Without even turning around, I carefully drooped, trying to cover myself from incoming snowballs with one hand, while scooping some snow and making a snowball with another. Hey, that's not fair! She didn't even let me turn around, aiming at my head and quite frequently hitting it. Will you stop already? Nope! She lost focus for just a moment, and after 2 life-saving jumps, I utilized the nearby bushes as cover. The stern battle raged on. By dodging snowballs, I managed to warm myself up pretty nice. I no longer wish I had gone home with Alyssa. After another sharp hit to the bright down jacket, a snuffy voice could be heard from behind the tree. Hey, that's not fair! Go on, tell me I shouldn't have taken a dive. Of course you should have. She went out from behind the tree, snuffily looking at me with her arms akimbo. Her upset appearance was so funny that a smile appeared on my face. Quit sulking with me. Got hit with a snowball? This isn't such a big idea. This isn't such a big deal. Alright, let's go launch some fireworks. Her easily appeased temper could knock my socks off sometimes. Just a moment when she was burning with her blazing expression, and now she's already suggesting screwing around. Oh my. Let's go. This is such a weird novel. Whee! Uliana quickly ran away from another aluminum tin, which had a thin gray string of smoke coming out of its hole. The second, an unlucky piece of aluminum was torn asunder with a sudden blast, just like a kid. Even despite the fact that Uliana was on her first year of studies in a university, her ways of entertainment couldn't be called ordinary. Judging by the other girls' stories, she was always screwing around, apparently. She even volunteered to be a camp leader. Uliana as a camp leader. That image appeared in my head instantaneously. A pioneer uniform, her strict voice, lecturing ankle biters. I couldn't contain the laughter. What you laughing about? Nothing, just thinking why some individuals still enjoy playing with fireworks. Uliana gave me a surprised look. What's wrong? That's funny? Where's the fun in that? Just an explosion and the tin is torn apart. It's possible to hurt an eye with a splinter. Let's not do this again, okay? I'm worried. Uliana waved her hands in protest. About yourself. About you as well. Well, if you're worried about me, we won't do this again. An explosion went off right behind her back. Alright. I found something should be done to bring that girl to her senses. Yeah, alright, that was the last one, I swear. I stretched my hand down and Liana sorrowfully unloaded the rest of the warheads in the palm of my hand. You are indeed boring. What are we gonna do then? I was about to suggest something, but immediately reconsidered because I had nothing to suggest. I couldn't even imagine what one could do outside in winter besides wandering between the house and the nearest mini market, and optionally studies. Let's make a snowman. I gave her a condescending look. I'm still 10 years old for you. What's wrong with it? To me, it's fun. She silently sat on her hunkers and started... Hunkers? What kind of fucking word is that? And started to furl that soft snow. I was standing nearby. Okay, somebody messed up. And amusedly watched her attempts to make something round of a slush ball. Don't just stand there, help me! Well, great. Really mature. Okay, we'll make a few balls, put it on top of each other. So what? Someone threw a serious look at me. Look, that's all? Everything? Is it part of the new year? The presents, the snow, the bell chimes, Father Frost. All this is New Year. I don't get why you're such a deject creature. What happened in your life that you look like all the fun has been pumped out of you? The thing is, nothing. Nothing happened. That's why I'm like that. I'm not sure if that was the truth or not, but somehow I really wanted to trust myself. That the reason for my passiveness, who was my style of life itself, not me. It's always pleasingly to know that someone else is responsible for your failures. Liliana kicked the slush ball and it fell apart. She turned around and headed to the porch. I froze in place just a second ago. I was ready to leave myself. But now, I felt extremely offended. Offended by myself. By being such a miserable toad. I can't even pretend I'm cheerful to not upset the girl. I felt some kind of unpleasant tight lump appear in my chest. If I managed to upset Ilyana, I really did something wrong, and this holiday to boot. It meant a lot for her. I could have not had these feelings, but for sure didn't have a desire to spoil it for someone. I sat down in the front of a tumbleweed in front. I'm gonna read these just as they go, okay? I sat down in front of a tumble down slush ball and tried to gather it in one piece. Somehow I managed to do it. Then I started rolling it on this ground, carefully straightening the sides. The slush ball was slowly turning into a sphere. So, where are you? She turned around and saw me making circles around the quadrangle. What are you standing for? Come on, make a second one. Oliana incredulously came closer and started to make a second ball, keeping an eye on me. She tried to roll it, but all of a sudden slipped and her face fell directly on the slush ball. When she got up, her appearance was so hilarious that I couldn't contain and bursted into laughter. Funny as a crutch. But her face was a dead giveaway. In a second, she couldn't control herself and started laughing out loud. Then she made a snowball and threw it in my face. The snow got precisely in my mouth, which made the situation even more hilarious. Having finally stopped laughing, we continued to make the snowman, smiling from ear to ear. And here it is! Something made of 3 snow spheres, with hands that were supporting the fat pot belly, standing before us. Instead of the nose of a snowman had a branch, and some random cautelus ended up as his eye. If only we had a carrot. That would be real classic. With a broom in the hand and a bucket on the head, to be precise. I was sitting next to Ulanya and watched the snow miracle, and all of a sudden I felt so warm and cheerful, like going back to childhood, when we were walking and playing in the snow with my parents. Uliana looked at me and I grabbed her hand, and I just had a sudden desire to hold someone's hand. It actually was like childhood. The snow falling from the sky, the New Year tree lighting up the outdoors, the snowman, someone's hand you can clasp. I checked the time. New Year was at hand. I dragged Uliana's attention to the fireworks. Let's launch them right at 12 o'clock. Alright, she said and gave me a warm smile. The phone's clock was counting down the last seconds of the strange, full of mysteries, tosses and discoveries, happy and sad moments. Yeah, Ulana rose with a spring and pulling my sleeve. Is it time? It is! She took a match folder out of her pocket and ran up to the artillery, which was armed and ready by that time. 5, 4, Ulana was in blading wicks after wicks, constantly swearing and breaking the matches. 3, 2. The last wick ignited drew in the ground with sparks. 1. And precisely in the first second of New Year, the night above us shined with bright lights that looked like marvelous flowers. Red, green, golden, you name it. Look, look. Is that me? Is that really me? Okay, that's me. She ran up to me, grabbed my hand, and pointed at the sky. Although that was actually unnecessary, I was fascinated by the sight as well. What's so special about these lights and snowmen after all? Why exactly this day? Why do they make you wake up from the dream, dust off the fuss, lighten up your soul? Watching Uliana, it became clear that I just forced myself too deeply in the border of the dejection and loneliness I created myself. So maybe it's time to break these borders and once again learn to enjoy the simplest things and being a child at least sometimes. A chime of bells echoed from someone's open window. Uliana shouted, "Happy New Year!" and suddenly kissed me right in my unshaven cheek. The same moment she became extremely shy because of her abrupt longing, dropped her eyes and quit hold of my hand. I'm sorry. What's wrong? Nothing. Okay. She went beet red, nearly matching the shade of her cheeks with the color of her hair. Her embarrassed look gave me the warm feelings. I grabbed her hand and caught her surprised eye. Hey, no biggie. I bent down, kissed her in her ear, and said, "Happy New Year." Oh my god. Dude, what did I just read? Oh my god, that was so cheesy. So there you have it. Thanks for reading this short story. Our team wishes you Happy New Year. We believe that positive thinking, kind people you'll meet, and your strong and successful initiatives will lead you to the brighter future. All of your dreams, even the most extraordinary ones, will undoubtedly come true. Lastly, we hope you'll find your own and live happily after. Good luck! Huh. That was a little cheesy. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Well, there's still some other decisions I gotta make anyways. So if you guys enjoyed this video and my amazing commentary and my amazing reading skills, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!